All right, guys, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Haven't made a video in about a week. You know, the funny thing is, we're just kind of still in that range, the range we've been in for the last 6 or 7 months. It's a boring range. A lot of people right now, I think, are just kind of like done with the markets. Like nobody's even talking about Bitcoin. Every time we get a pump up to like 63,000, 64,000, we went up to like 66,000 last week. Then we dumped right back down to 60,000. Now we're pushing back up to 64,000. All this to me is healthy price action. I love these giant swings. I kind of like that Bitcoin is just kind of in this range and it just won't come out of it because eventually it's gonna blast off out of it. But what we're seeing right now with Bitcoin and crypto is people, or I should say the markets are trying to bore people to the point where they leave the markets. It happens every cycle. It's no different this cycle. Everything I saw in 2021 is kind of repeating itself with Cardano and other coins, with Bitcoin. But every time, Bitcoin goes up to 64, 65,000, we all make the videos. All the influencers come out. We say, okay, we're going back up to all-time high of 73,000. Then we get some bad news with the stock market, or we don't get bad news at all. We just get rejected. And then we go right back down to 60. And now we're back up to 64. This would be if you've been like trading Bitcoin for the last 6 or 7 months, you could have made a ton of money. I kind of wish I was, but you never know when it's going to end. So overall, not much has changed. We're going to talk a little bit about the HBO documentary where they're talking about Satoshi Nakamoto will be named. Kind of interesting. Talk about XRP a little bit. There's a big 15% dump in XRP, but now XRP is actually coming back because the SEC has decided to appeal the judgment, which a lot of people are like freaking out about this, but the SEC has to appeal the judgment with XRP Ripple, because if they don't, all the other cases, all the other crypto companies that the SEC is suing, if they don't appeal this judgment, essentially they lose every other case. So this happened a couple of days ago. XRP price falls 15% in 3 days. Will Ripple's legal setbacks mark the bottom? XRP could see a 4,000% rally in the next bull market cycle, according to a fractal pattern reminiscent of 2017. XRP has declined 15% in October, with its losses driven primarily by the U.S. government Security and Exchange Commission review appeal in the Ripple lawsuit. And like we discussed, I don't know why this is such like a shocker. Guys, they have to appeal the lawsuit. It's kind of like if you get charged with murder or you get charged with robbing a bank or whatever crime you get charged with. If you get found guilty, you always appeal it. It's almost like just a something you do. The government always appeals it. The prosecution's going to appeal it. The defense is going to appeal it. It's just part of the legal process. But for the government, it's even more important that they appeal it, because if they don't appeal it, like I said, every single other case that they have goes bye-bye. It goes out the window. So what does this mean? It means nothing. It means it's going to drag this shit out for another couple years, but it doesn't matter because XRP Ripple was already labeled not a security. It's back on all the exchanges. Coinbase has got it. Robinhood's got it. It's completely irrelevant. And whatever happens in 2 years after this appeal, it doesn't even matter because the bull market's going to be over anyway. So I personally, as you guys know, I have a love-hate relationship with XRP. I think XRP is going to do extremely well. I love these big price swings we're seeing with XRP. We were at 66 cents last week. Then we went back down to 48. Now we're back up to 55. So you want to see these gigantic price swings. When you see that, that means you're going to get a massive fucking bull run. You see that XRP there's no boundaries in what it can do. So I think we're getting back to all-time high for XRP. I think $3, $4, $5 is probably in the cards, and I'm sticking to it. And a lot of the articles that I've been reading, a lot of legal people, a lot of legal scholars don't really have. They're still overall pretty much bullish on XRP. So here's a tweet for XRP holders. Here's the SEC versus Ripple appellate timeline. SEC brief likely due 12 to 24. SEC likely to seek a permissible 30-day extension, so it'll be due shortly after 1/1/25. So this is all like 4, 5, 6 months down the road. Ripple will cross an appeal. Its opening brief will be due around the same time. The opposition brief will be due at around February 2025. Then Ripple will likely take an extension all the way to March. I mean, you can go down this thing. It looks like at the bottom here. So a ruling will be handed down January 2026 is when this guy's predicting all of this will be done. So well after this bull market, this is completely irrelevant. Whatever's going on right now is completely irrelevant. And that's why you're seeing the price on XRP start to climb back up. So they're talking about they've got this documentary coming out. They're going to some Bitcoin documentary, and they're going to name Satoshi Nakamoto. And a lot of people are saying that the Satoshi Nakamoto is this guy, Len Sassaman, who's actually dead. He's actually my age. He died like 10 years ago. I don't know how he died. We'll figure it out. He was a cryptographer and privacy advocate. And he may be identified as Satoshi Nakamoto. American cyberpunk and cryptographer Leon Harris, Len Sassaman, has attracted the attention of the crypto space, with polymarket punters favoring the deceased crypto scientist as a figure who will be revealed to be the inventor of Bitcoin in a forthcoming HBO documentary. So apparently the documentary hasn't come out yet, so they really haven't said who they think is, but for some reason Polymarkets has kind of latched onto this, and Polymarkets is saying Lee Sassaman is probably the guy they're going to reveal as Satoshi Nakamoto. Who was Lee Sassaman? He attended private school in Pennsylvania. He was a prodigy in cryptography. While still in his late teens, Sassaman moved to San Francisco and became a regular in cyberpunk's community, a computer privacy movement that started in the late 1980s. He eventually went on to study under David Chalmers, widely dubbed Godfather of Crypto, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to figure out how he died. I'm always curious how young people die. Oh, he killed himself. Well, that's kind of, that's not funny, but that's kind of suspicious. He died of suicide at the age of 31. Following his death, a tribute to Sassaman was encoded in block 138725 of the Bitcoin blockchain. Could Lee Sassaman be Satoshi Nakamoto? One things that fuel speculation of Sassaman being Nakamoto is the timing of the Bitcoin's inventor's departure and Sassaman's death. Blah, 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 blah. I don't even think it matters. The guy's dead. Whether he's Satoshi or not, it really doesn't matter. So it's not like they're going to they have to worry about him selling. In fact, if it is him, that's probably a better thing than versus them saying it's somebody who's alive who they have to worry about dumping all their coins. And if he is dead, I guess that's why the Satoshi Nakamoto wallet, Bitcoin wallets, have been inactive for so long. So, I mean, who cares at this point? It's completely irrelevant. But anyway, this is the guy that they're saying may be Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't know. Maybe. I really think it's one of these things that we're never going to figure out, for sure who was Satoshi. Charles Hoskinson asserts Cardano growth is just beginning, teases upcoming Cardano 2.0. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, has reinforced his belief in the blockchain platform continue expansion, emphasizing the Cardano potential is far from exhausted. In a video over the weekend, Hoskinson expressed excitement for the future, stating, "I do believe Cardano will become the largest cryptocurrency ecosystem in the world," adding that this will take time and collective, God, I'm a retard, collective effort. Hoskinson's optimism comes on the heels of a major advancement, including the recent successful launch of the Midnight Cardano data privacy-focused sidechain. Notably, Midnight leveraged zero-knowledge cryptography to balance privacy with blockchain transparency. So, I agree with old Charles right here. I think Cardano is going to absolutely kill it in the bull market, even though the price action lately has been lackluster. And I always say, going back to 2021, Cardano price action was lackluster as well. And then Cardano went crazy. And we're going to talk about politics just a little bit. You know, the reason I've made this channel more politics, Trump, and also crypto, because I've always said if Donald Trump doesn't get elected, we're not going to see much of a bull market. Well, over the last week, there's been a big change. I think after the vice presidential debate, where Waltz looked like a bumbling idiot. I mean, it was really embarrassing. You're starting to see a lot of polls favoring Trump. You're starting to see a lot of swing states like Pennsylvania favoring Trump. Trump just had a big rally in Butler, Pennsylvania yesterday with Elon Musk. And you're starting to see the headwinds for Trump looking positive. So Trump surges in key battleground states as Americans endure disastrous hurricane response from Biden, Harris administration, migrant gangs wreaking havoc in Heartland, weak dollar, blah, 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 blah. I mean, everything going on with this current Biden administration, Kamala Harris administration is embarrassing. I just saw a FEMA video where they're talking about that they need to give priority to trans and gay people who have been affected by the storm. I mean, this is like the most despicable administration on the planet. Not to mention, a lot of the FEMA money for this hurricane was given to illegals like a year ago. So the FEMA director came out last week and said FEMA's broke. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So the positively, bringing it back to crypto, is it does look like Trump is on track to win this election. And that's absolutely looking like a positive. So other than that, not too much going on. Boring range. A lot of people are out of the markets now. Nobody's paying attention to the markets right now. Most people are bored. I'm bored. I don't make as many crypto videos anymore. I'm concentrating on other things. But we have to remember that crypto bull market, that alt season is on track. It's going to begin at any moment. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to end up missing it. And I think it's going to be epic, especially going into the election. We got one more month to the election. I think it's 28 days, 30 days, something like that. And as you start to see Trump's numbers go up, which I think they will over the next 20 days, I think you're going to see Bitcoin go up as well. I truly believe if we get a Trump win, if we're like at a $65,000 Bitcoin on election night and we're starting to see Trump's numbers and it looks like he's going to win the election, I wouldn't be surprised if we get an $80,000 Bitcoin the night of the election. It wouldn't surprise me. Minimally all-time highs. The flip side to that coin is if something weird happens and it looks like Camilla's going to win, which I don't think is going to happen, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Bitcoin price back down to $50,000. So interesting times. Interesting time to trade Bitcoin. But the sentiment, I feel the sentiment. You know, I'm in the Maryland, Pennsylvania area. Most people I talk to, I watch the YouTube videos. I see a lot of black people I talk to. I see these interviews in Baltimore City, talking to black males and Hispanic males. And you're seeing a lot more support for Trump among the black and the minority community than we've ever seen. So I think with those numbers, if those people actually come out and vote, we may see Trump actually win the popular vote and the electoral college, which would be absolutely fascinating. And of course, bringing it back to crypto, that means we're going to get a major bull run. So I think we probably have until about the elections to keep accumulating and keep buying crypto. But I think after those elections and Trump wins, I think you pretty much missed it. And it's going to be full steam ahead. All right, guys. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.